gonna start the YouTube stream for recording. This is getting a lot of wicks up here. I'll take a 1 hour trade though. There's the next leg here. Morning, Deontay. I might cut this, or at least trail pretty tight. I'm going to trail to 75.50. Just have a feeling today is going to be a day where it's all about capital preservation, especially on a Monday. But with that said, ES is falling out here. Wonder what Forex is looking like right now. Not horrible. Some days I do miss trading Forex. Mostly because it was so, I traded it on such a, on a 15-minute chart was my entry. No stress. All right, stopped out NQ. All right. Well, while I'm waiting for something to trigger there, I'm going to go ahead and look through my core options here for some swings. Just going to go by briskly, but if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat. Okay. AI is pretty interesting here. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the Decembers and see if they have any volume though. Actually, pretty good volume. All right, I'll tag that. And Baba has had some insane gaps lately. I mean, I get it. It's because it's playing off the Chinese market, but still. I don't think I want to get Bank of America looks good here, but I'm in JPM, which looks very similar. So I'll mark this as a flag, but both Citi and Bank of America are, I don't know, they're kind of buy high right now. So I'll mark them just to keep them on my chart. But Psycher, good morning. Did you take any future positions? I did. I took a long for closed it at 1R. It went all the way up to nearly 2R, but started to reject here and would have gone all the way back to my entry. So took more profit there. Carnival Cruise Line still looking pretty good for a long. Coin just going to the moon. Carvana's still good. I definitely said something about it a couple weeks ago. In the long term, Vladimir said Boeing better bring those two astronauts back instead of the moon. I don't know what you're talking about, but if it's astronauts or the moon, I say we bring some of the moon back. Just kidding, of course, but yeah, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Boeing's been so uninteresting for about the last quarter. Where was I? Carvana. I mean, CVS is almost exactly where I had it before earnings. So Delta, I'm already in Delta, but looks great long if you are interested. John Deere, big green tractor. Disney's pretty interesting. 212 up on the month, 22 rev on the week or on the day. Week is just a 22, but kind of breaking out of this lower channel. I go here to continuation here. So if we're going broadening formation, right, we'd go here to here. And we haven't really been making lower lows, so it's kind of tricky there, but we're definitely inching more towards that 105 area. So I'm very interested in Disney. DraftKings, I wasn't puts. Pretty sure I closed those. Still not interested in anything DraftKings, though. Devon Energy, no thanks. eBay. You guys aren't missing anything on Q or ES. Let me actually just show you guys. Disgusting. So this could even be an early close day for me. But let's look at eBay here. No volume. At least on the contracts I'm interested in. Ford, I've always been a Ford lover for my long term. Now they're doing pretty well on the dividend, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, about, what's that? 10%? No, 1%. I really was into them back in COVID 2020, 2021. Took this all the way up to the 20s. Looks like it has stagnated since then. Get back over here. FedEx. Pretty interesting long here, actually. I'll mark it. Might be time to be short in gold. Google would be very interesting long here. Weekly would trigger, daily would trigger. Very interested in Google. Keep her moving here. Home Depot could play the continuation. I'm surprised Netflix hasn't split $800 stock. Not very accessible for most people's portfolio. Even if you're like, you would need probably 1500 at least if you're going to enter on this. One for an entry, one for a DCA. For individual stock in long-term portfolios, that is very expensive, especially considering most long-term portfolios are very ETF heavy. Pfizer and Moderna just to the ground. Palantir finally did something. This thing has been a speculative stock for years. I'm talking 2021. I think even 2020. People have been wanting to buy this thing in the 20s. Then finally, I mean, all the Palantir bros are very excited in their bag. PayPal longs could be interesting, targeting up here in the 100 area. Soon enough, I'm gonna have to be buying January calls. Let's see here, in the queues now, so almost done. SLB longs, but not triggered yet on the week or the month. Square space. Interesting. Target. Also interesting. T2 Rev on the week. Breaking out here on the daily. All right. Finishing up. And then we're in the ETFs, the X's. Oh, we have XOM. Not doing anything though. All right. Circle back here to look at the old NQ. Yeah, ES flat. Gold, as we can tell, flat. NQ flat. CL is dropping, but I'm not taking it at this point. And I wouldn't have taken it up here anyway. Definitely not. So probably an early close for me today. We are still inside of our opening range. So first 30-minute, I guess. 30-minute opening range, 15-minute. We're coming back up to test it. See if we want to get back into that. All right. I was interested in AI. I still am. Let me look at it again. So we're getting pretty close to inside that 45 days until expiration is kind of my 30 to 45 days is my cutoff point. So December 20th are still in the running. But I'm interested in looking at the January calls. Those do not have enough volume for me. Well, actually they do. 466. There's a lot of money on the puts, on the 30 puts. 9,100 volume this morning. Or just in general. But the December ones are a little more interesting. So I'm looking at the call side, obviously. I could get where am I targeting? 31, 33. So I'd be looking at the 30 calls, which are a little expensive at 2.30. Sorry, back to this. The 30 puts would be buying in at about 2.20, which is pretty expensive for a stock without, I mean, the monthly is just not incredibly clean. So I would probably be wanting to spread this out and doing the 35 calls for, looks like about 90 cents right now. And let me look at this. So we have one more month. Average month runs about $5. See if that's the case here. Yeah, about $5. So if this gets up to and closes at 30 in November, I would be needing it to be a fully green candle pretty much, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not, the spread isn't super tight. So I'm going to hold off on that for now. Bank of America and Citi would be sympathy plays with my JPM. They are very, very bullish right now, of course. So that makes me a little bit hesitant to be buying anything right now. But I do have those marked as interesting for this week. And all of these I'll revisit this week, all the flagged ones. Disney. Disney, I'd be looking at the 100 calls. Oh, they're already at 100. Shoot, I'd be looking at the 105 calls. What would this be? 105, 118. I'm going to get the 110 calls at 1.34 for December 20th. Leaving room to DCA, of course, but confident enough that this looks like it's breaking out to the upside. And with a month and 39 days to go. Okay, so this will get a green one now. FedEx. Let me look at the chains. I'd be looking at the 300 calls at least. Yeah, not enough volume. Not enough volume and too expensive, so I'll mark that off. GDX puts. I'd be looking at the 34s at least. 35s have a ton of volume. I'm going to grab those. 74 cents each. Make sure I'm on the right expiration. Yep. So December 20th. GDX 1220. 35 put. 0.74. My fill was 0.75. Okay. So that's in. Google hasn't triggered yet. I don't really want to be entering a ton of things today, especially since it's a bank holiday. Not that I think things are going to 180 flip tomorrow, but we should get more volume tomorrow. I'll be looking at the 415, 420 calls. Not enough volume, so I'll take that off. That's the problem with those expensive ones. FedEx and Home Depot. Their spreads are pretty wide and they're very expensive. On the other hand, PayPal, I have enough volume to make a spread if I really wanted to. Probably don't though. I'm actually kind of far from my trigger, but it's because it triggered this morning. So let's see, targets 92, 95. And we just had earnings. I'm going to grab the 95 calls 1.12 limit. Okay. Not getting in square right now. I'm not getting in square just because of this. I mean, we're on a nearly 10% green day. So yeah, back inside our opening range on NQ. Okay. I'm going to call it there early because not seeing a ton of volume right now compared to the opening range of the last day. And Friday was also disgusting, so I'm just expecting tomorrow to be a much better price action day. We're kind of chopping sideways or chopping upwards, but I fully expect us to reject one of these gaps. And I'm not going to risk my 1 hour profit day on this. So I'm going to take my profit and leave. I entered, I think 3 swings, and I exited Nike. Nike is now back above entry. But I think that's all we did today. So took a win on futures. Definitely not interested in taking any options. I don't think price is moving clean enough for me right now. I mean, maybe Nvidia, but look at Amazon just sideways since that push down. You know, my trade window usually opens 9:45, sometimes 10 o'clock if things aren't moving great. And since then, we're still in that range. So no sense in sitting around with low volume, or at least no trendy volume. So I'm going to end it here early. But I will be here tomorrow and all week. So I will see you here tomorrow. Love y'all. See you tomorrow morning, same time.